Hey guys, welcome back. This video we're going to show you how I do my embossing powder on my carpets and under the hood, insulation, and rear parcel shelf applications. But first, we've got our universal pulley sets available on the website now, and we've got a universal single belt setup, and on the left hand side of the video you can see the double belt setup. Anyway, when you get a chance, check them out on the website. They're up there now, guys. And anyway, let's get that out of the way and show you how I do my embossing powder. And I gotta apologize, in a lot of my previous videos I keep calling it flocking, but it's not. I don't use flocking, I use embossing powder. And give me one sec, we'll adjust this baby. Hold on. And you can find embossing powder on Amazon, eBay. You can find it in your local craft store like Michael's, etc. And I've got my interior primed. Just black, just to get a contrast between the embossing powder and the interior. Embossing powder, I use a variety of different types. This stuff I found on Amazon. I forget the cost of it. Anyway, you can find it all over the place. This brand, whatever this is, I can't remember. It's really good stuff. It's a nice fine powder, and you can get it in a variety of different colors and shades. The other thing you're going to need that I use a lot is I cut off the bottom of a pop can or a beer can, depending on your liquid of favorite. It's got a nice concave bottom in it, so everything kind of pools in the center, and you can wash it out and reuse it. I've had this one for, oh god, at least a year now anyway, but it's a nice little mixing pot to mix your glue in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get some glue in this baby. Hang on. Sorry guys, I'm a model builder, I'm not a video guy, but anyway. Now the next step is we're going to add a bit of water, not a whole lot. We still want this fairly thick so it sticks to the stuff that we're going to brush it on. Give me one sec. I'm going to muck around. Get yourself a junk brush and mix this baby up. You want it a fairly thick consistency, because if you get it too thin, when you start to brush it on trans tunnels and anything that has a slope on it, if you get it too thin, it's going to run off and you're going to end up with these real thin spots right across the top. And I could use a bit more glue. Hang on. It's a little bit on the runny side. Come on. Alright, that's about it. So it wants to stick on the brush and kind of blob off. Alright, let's get this baby in frame. And we'll start applying it. Yeah, when it's thicker, it's easier to follow the lines on the interior too, and it doesn't want to have that tendency to run into cracks and crevices where you're going to be gluing door panels and whatnot in place. So you kind of get a coat on there first, and we'll go back over it once we kind of get our main coat on here, and give it a little dab up. And you can also mask a line if you want to get real precise. Depends on how fancy you want to get about with it. Alright, now we got our kind of coat on here. We're going to go back over, and the last thing we're going to do is the top of the trans tunnel, because I want the glue fairly tacky there. I don't want it too thin. So you want kind of an even coat, and give the glue a little time to settle. And before I do that, I'm going to get my lid off my embossing powder so we're ready to go here. Hang on. Alright, we're going to do the trans tunnel now. Now we're going to do our powder. And it gives you time to kind of Alright, we're ready to go. Let me get this out of the way. And once you do that, it's just a matter of being real generous and just sprinkle this stuff on. And you want it thick. And I'm going to tell you why in a second. Hang on. Once I've got kind of a even layer on there, then we're going to just probably going to take at least half of this container. And you want it really thick. And the reason you want to do that is you want the weight of the powder to impregnate the glue. Don't press it down with your finger. Just let the weight of the embossing powder do its thing. And believe it or not, that's it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to let that sit for, oh God, 2, 3, 4 hours. And once you've done that, then you can come back and give it a dump and a tap over. And of course you can just put the rest of the extra powder back in the container and use that for next time. But big secret, don't touch it. Leave it alone, let it sit, let the glue dry, and anything that the embossing powder doesn't touch the glue, it's not going to stick. And you're going to get a more of an even coat on it. And as I mentioned, I'm not a videographer, so this will be part 1, and I'll show you part 2 will be the next video on how it looks and how it comes out afterwards. Alright guys, don't forget, check the website out. And thanks much for all the support, guys, and we'll talk to you in the next video. See ya.